Hello, YouTube, and welcome back. Anyways, today's an exciting day. It is Wave 3 of the Booster Course Pass was officially revealed. What this means is I'm just going to go over all my past predictions and see what I got right. Then I'm going to give my overviews, and then I'm going to do a quick little prediction of Wave 4. This one is going to be really interesting to predict. Due to reasons we'll get into. So, let's begin. Okay, so what you're looking up is a prediction I made back when the Booster Course Pass was first revealed. This is before my first video. I am not very proud of this prediction, but it certainly exists. I was under the assumption that there being 3 tour tracks in Wave 1 was a little bit of a fluke, and that every wave was gonna focus on one game and have 3 tracks from that one game. So for Wave 3, I predicted 3 DS tracks. Anyways, with the Rock Mushroom, we got it started with Luigi's Mansion, going to Sunset Wilds, into Kalimari Desert, into Toad's Factory. No points from that, because for every correct track, I get a point, and every track that's in a wave but in the wrong place gets half a point. 0 points. For the Moon Cup, Delfino Square, Sydney Sprint, Airship Fortress, and I get 1 point with 3DS Rainbow Road. Not a very good prediction. I'm going to be completely honest. It sucks. I'm not at all proud of it. Okay, so this next prediction was what my first major video was on, which was, I can't remember the date, March 25th. So I started off with Tormenting Mountain, going to Delfino Square. I don't know why I have it wrong in my notes. GBA Cheap Island, 3DS Rock Mountain, Tour Vancouver Velocity, Dino Jungle, DK Summit, 3DS Rainbow Road. So as you can see, the prefix datamine was out for that one. I put Merry Mountain in Tour so that I could put DK Summit in the blank spot, which was pretty dumb, because looking back at patterns of the first 2 waves, although Wave 2 wasn't out yet, looking back at the first 2 waves and Wave 3, it seems like there's going to be a Nitro/Tour in the second cup of every wave. Anyways, this one's not the worst. I get 2 points right off the bat for... No, I don't. I'm an idiot. I get 1 point for 3DS Rainbow Road, then I get half points for Merry Mountain and Rock Mountain. I forget, Rock Mountain doesn't end the Rock Cup. Maple Treeways does. So there's that one. Again, 2 points. So clearly I'm showing improvement, which is epic. Okay, so my next prediction. The Rock Cup, we got Vancouver Velocity, Luigi's Mansion, Sunset Wilds, Rock Mountain, half a point. Moon Cup, London Loop, Dino Jungle, Merry Mountain, 3DS Rainbow Road, half a point for London Loop, and then the 2 ending tracks to this cup are both correct. 3 points! Improvement! For real though, I'm actually showing improvement. I have not actually, I'm going into this blind. Anyways, last one. This one is epic. London Loop, Peach Gardens, Broken Pier, Rock Mountain, Berlin Byways, Waluigi Stadium, Merry Mountain, Rainbow Road. So I for sure get 4 points, all 3 tour tracks, and 3DS Rainbow Road. I get a half point for Peach Gardens, and a half point for Rock Mountain. Oh man, quick maths. Bane of my existence. 5 points. That's it. If I'm wrong, a flash of giant, I'm wrong. This is how many points I actually got on the screen. As you can see, the music data mine gave us a great template. As with the music data mine that came with Wave 2, we were accurately able to predict 6 of the 8 tracks in this wave. One of the remaining ones was a 50-50 chance, and once Boo Lake came to tour, we could eliminate Broken Pier extremely easily. Maple Treeways is really the only one that was actually hard to predict, because it was scheduled for Wave 6 with the music data mines. And as you can see, the order is also completely different than the actual thing. Which, when I get to Wave 4, is going to make it really interesting on how much the past 2 data mines count still. Because obviously, 7 of the 8 tracks were still scheduled for this wave. The only one we missed out on was a GameCube track. Speaking of which, we haven't had a GameCube track yet in 3 waves. Are they going to double dip GameCube tracks in one of the next 3 waves? I will save that for the predictions. It is time to give my thoughts. Okay, so Wave 3. Wow. What a track list, frankly. I'm actually extremely pleased. Berlin Byways is one of the best city tracks in tour. There are only 3 cities that have come out thus far that I enjoy more. LA, which partially maybe because I actually have been there, and I also like how all 3 have a different starting line in tour for LA. Vancouver, which is rightfully called the best of the tour cities. Even if it's not my personal favorite, it is my second favorite, so it's pretty good. And Bangkok Rush. That one I am pumped for. I cannot wait. So Berlin, very, very good choice. A couple of months ago, before it appeared in tour, if you told me Boo Lake is for sure in Wave 3, not Broken Pier, I would have been disappointed. After playing Boo Lake in tour, I can say, well, I still wish it was Broken Pier instead. This will do. Because a while ago, there was this Broken Pier retro track that was made for the CTGP in Mario Kart Wii. And it had like the going underwater part and like all that. And I never thought Boo Lake would get that. I was like, that's one of the reasons why I want Broken Pier, because I mean, it's called Broken Pier, so they gotta do that aesthetic. But they also did it with Boo Lake, and Boo Lake looks stunning in the trailer, so I'm fine with it. I am. Despite my initial hesitation, London I think is an underappreciated one of the cities. I think it's a ton of fun, especially the music. Beach Gardens, not the DS track I would have chosen. I mean, it's not that I'm unhappy it's here. I just feel like it's taking the spot of a better DS track, unfortunately. I don't feel this way with Boo Lake, believe it or not. Just because we're almost for sure getting at least 2 more GBA tracks. In worst case, if we only get 1 more, it's probably going to be Sunset Wilds, my favorite track from that game. But Peach Garden, I mean, the data mines themselves only says 1 more DS track. Now, I'm going to get into my thoughts truly on like what I think about that in the next segment. But Airship Fortress I would really wish we had like Delfino Square here or Luigi's Mansion here, and then Airship Fortress in Wave 4. But you know, it's still gonna be a really fun track. DS has some great course designs. I just wish it was another DS track. Rock Mountain is, in my opinion, probably the single most underrated track in the franchise. It is my second favorite track from Mario Kart 7 by a long shot. 3DS Rainbow Road and it are way higher than everything else. I love this track so much. It is one of my favorites. I love the music, and I love the use of height for the gliding section. I feel it is really one of the few tracks that takes a really good advantage of the gliding that was introduced in Mario Kart 7. I think gliding from a higher point of a mountain down to a lower one, that is great. That is awesome. Especially with all the trees, I occasionally pull out my 3DS just to play Rock Mountain, 3DS Rainbow Road, Maple Treeways, Koopa Cape, Airship Fortress, and previously Kalimari Desert. I really don't have to do that anymore, since Rocker Mountain, 3DS Rainbow Road are now both going to be an 8. The Kalimari Desert already is. Koopa Cape is inevitable. Maple Treeways is actually also here. Which really just leaves Airship Fortress. Come on, Nintendo. You know you need to do it. Speaking of which, Merry Mountain. People seem to love this track. I should note, I actually haven't played it. It is one of the, 3 Tour Nitros at this point that I haven't played. Others being Singapore 1 and Tokyo 2. I've played everything else. And Sydney 1. Doesn't matter though because it's an 8. Same with Tokyo. I hate to say it, but I kind of find it a little boring. Its atmosphere is great, its music's pretty good, but I've never cared for half pipes, and that seems like to me the biggest appeal. Really cool that they put anti-grav in. I mean, I'm not even an anti-grav fan, but good for them for putting it in. 3DS Rainbow Road is my favorite Rainbow Road and one of my all-time favorite tracks in the Mario Kart franchise. It being here is awesome, and it looks stunning. It looks stunning. When I was watching the trailer, I was not expecting it to look as, I don't even know how to describe it, however it looked. Oh my goodness, that was great. And I purposely saved Maple Treeways for last to talk about, because what the hell, Maple Treeways is here? What does this mean for the rest of the Booster Course Pass and the datamines we have had? I still think we are getting 2 Wii tracks in Wave 6. We got 2 3DS ones in this track with Rock Mountain and 3DS Rainbow Road. I still think we're going to get another Wii track in Wave 6 besides Rainbow Road. I think we are getting 4 more Wii tracks. 22 of which are in tour. One other one, datamine. Which means I think there's a left field Wii pick that could be coming. Maybe it'll be Toad's Factory. Maybe it'll be Moonview Highway. Maybe it'll be Daisy Circuit. But I think we're getting 4 more Wii tracks. DK Summit, Koopa Cape, Dry Ruins. My math is off. Though we're gonna get those 3 in 3D in Rainbow Road. For some reason, I was getting in my head, oh, there should be 5 more, or we only know 1. But no, I said 4 more Wii tracks, and I was forgetting Wii Rainbow Road in that statement. But no, those are the ones I think. But at that point, how much can we trust the data miners going forward? Obviously, this is quite a bit different. The prefix one, for the most part, the tracks are the same, just shuffled around. In the order minus GCN. But that also brings the problem is, we have yet to have a GCN track in 3 waves. So are they going to double dip GameCube tracks in a wave? I think these are very interesting questions. And I look forward to answering them, at least with what I think is coming. The Wave 4! Yeah! Yeah, so the only tracks that we like got nailed down with the audio prefetch music are tour tracks, Amsterdam, Singapore, and LA. I'm gonna put them all just into the correct spots. And for simplicity, I'm not going to change the order of the tracks, so I'm going to keep the Wii Track where it is, I'm going to keep the DS Track, I'm going to keep the GCN, I'm going to keep the GBA. I'm going to keep those all where they currently are, at least for now. Looking at what I actually am predicting, I would think it actually makes sense to move the DS Track to the 4th slot on Cup 1. And actually move the Wii Track to the 2nd one as well. Swap around the GBA and GCN on there. But I'm not going to actually do any of that for simplicity. I'm going to go in order, except I'm going to skip the final track in the Fruit Cup for now. I'll talk about that one last. Anyway, so the Wii Track. As I already mentioned, there isn't a whole ton this could be. Already in tour, we got DK Summit, Koopa Cake. Dry Ruins is directly data mined. Let me see if I don't know where everyone gets all their data mine information. I tend to get mine from Cutting Room Floor, which doesn't help with like the gaps that hints to upcoming courses. But essentially, in the files there is I can't read. Wii DDRs in the codes, which probably means Dry Ruins. There's also a couple of more, there's objects that use Wii DDR, and they're all stuff that are in Dry Ruins. Sand stuff, pillars. So, it is data mined. It seems pretty likely for tour. It's one of the best desert tracks, so it coming in the DLC, I would not mind, but I do not think it's coming this wave. Moonview Highway is also a possibility. Is a bunch of like cars and stuff, and like the bomb cars were found ages ago, which could be Moonview Highway, Mushroom Bridge, or Mushroom City, really. But I don't think that one's likely. I really think it's just between DK Summit, Koopa Cape, and Dry Ruins. Of the three, I'm picking DK Summit. I think it makes more sense to wave a release around this time. I honestly, if they were going to have a Wii Track at Wave 3, I would have thought DK Summit. But it makes sense as it's a huge half-pipe tracks coming right after Merry Mountain. I think that makes sense to have one major like half-pipe using track immediately after. Plus, it'll still probably kind of be snowy and wintry, which kind of stupid argument since we got Snowland in the middle of summer, but I don't know. I think DK Summit's the most solid choice. The DS Track. Tour and Tour. Airship Fortress. DK Pass. Which are... I mean, I don't really care for DK Pass. Plus, we just had a DK Track. I'm going to eliminate it before I even bring in our final contender. Oh, and Luigi's Mansion's also a contender. Our final contender is Delfino Square. Some people say they saw this in a banner that was leaked with Wave 1. I personally don't. And most people nowadays have decided, yeah, that's just Amsterdam Drift and not Delfino Square. But I do still think it is worth mentioning. Out of these three, I don't think Luigi's Mansion is happening, because we just got spooky, scary Boo Lake the previous wave. So if we get Luigi's Mansion, I think it would be in a future wave, taking a spot of a blank. But I really think it's between Delfino Square and Airship Fortress. If Delfino Square magically appears in Tour before Wave 4 is released, I will pivot and say, oh, that's probably what we're getting. But for now, I'm going with Airship Fortress. Airship Fortress is one of the better looking tour tracks. Most changed visually with like it being sunset or something now. I can't remember. It's been ages since I played it. And, you know, personal bias. I like it more. I want it more. It's already in Tour, so I think it's more likely, especially since, to my knowledge, Delfino Square has not been explicitly data mined for Tour, since I'm pretty sure the only track that's been explicitly data mined for Tour is Shroom Ridge. So I am going with Airship Fortress. The GCN Track in the next wave. There's a bunch that are actually in tour. DK Mountain, Dino Down Jungle, and Daisy Cruiser. Those being the 3 that aren't already in 8. Waluigi Stadium, I think it's also a heavy contender since it was not only in the banner leak, but its music was originally set for Wave 3. So I'm going to put it here. Of course, like, the music, you may be like, that could still be Wario Coliseum. Waluigi Stadium was most likely in the banner. So I'm going to narrow it down to Waluigi Stadium and not have Wario Coliseum. And again, as I mentioned, like with Wii, cars are in the files, so Mushroom City, Mushroom Bridge are also probably not happening, but possibilities. But as soon as I mention them, I'm taking them away. I'm also taking away Waluigi Stadium. We already got a really trick-heavy track with DK Summit. And it seems like it may actually just be moved to Wave 6 forever. I love Down Dino Jungle, but DK Mountain is fresh paint in Tour. And a lot of the modern tracks in Tour is safe to be like, okay, this has a high chance of being in Mario Kart 8. So I'm going to go with DK Mountain here. I'm not going to eliminate Daisy Cruiser, though. I'll get back to that. GBA. A bunch of them are in Tour. Riverside Park. 3 Bowser's Castles. Sunset Wilds. Cheap Cheap Island. Datamines are Bowser's Castle 4. And Yoshi Desert. I still think Sunset Wilds is going to be Wave 5. I don't think it's going to be moved forward. So I'm going to eliminate it first, actually. I'm also going to eliminate the Bowser's Castles. If you've watched my past predictions, you would know that I really think we're getting an SNES Bowser's Castle in the Booster Course Pass is the second SNES track. Or at least the Wave 5 SNES track. I'm sticking firm to that. I don't think we're going to get 2. I don't think between the 2D games, I don't think we're going to get a ice track from Super Circuit and the original game. We already got Snowland, so I don't think we're going to get Vanilla Lake. I don't think we're going to get Bowser's Castle for both Super Circuit and SNES. I'm personally choosing to believe that we'll get an SNES 1 instead, so that we can get another GBA track instead. I don't think we're getting Cheap Cheap Island. I just don't think it's on the table. GBA Yoshi's Desert obviously is datamine for Tour, but I don't think we're getting it, at least not in Wave 4. I wouldn't mind getting it, but I do think Riverside Park is the most likely one. Brand new to Tour, again, brand spanking new paint, slightly altered layout. I think it's going to be something, it's like Boo Lake. I think they'll just bring it to Tour first. I think it is coming to 8. It's just a matter of when, not if. This brings us to the end of the Fruit Cup. A blank space. Seeing as the datamine stuff was changed for Wave 3, I never was a fan of, like, all the blanks have to be a Tour Nitro's thinking. Especially, like, you may be like, but Marymount and Sky High Sunday were both blank, and look how they turned out. They were also both in the second cup. Which Ninja Hideaway was. I do think it is safe to think that there will be 2 cities, then another Tour Nitro, 8 Nitro, whatever you want to call them. But I also think this will always be in the second cup, so I think LA Labs is already fulfilling that. That being said, I will first, before I mention anything else, a Yoshi's Island Tour Nitro. I don't think it'll be Bathroom. I think it would be Yoshi's Island. Tour Orney's been releasing 1 Nitro a year. I don't think it's gonna be this wave. I think we'll get a Yoshi's Island in Wave 6. Frankly, they gotta save tour tracks for Mario Kart 9 or 10 or whatever you want to call it, depending on whether you count Mario Kart Tour as 9. But they gotta save some Tour Nitros for the next mainline game, especially since I doubt any track in the Booster Course Pass is gonna be a retro in the next game. And there's already one N64 track left. So it's not like they're gonna have a ton of N64 retros. And I don't think they're gonna stick to 4 retro cups either, so they need some Tour retros. So I do think Yoshi's Island's a possibility, but I wouldn't guarantee it. It's also important to note that we have yet to get a Bowser's Castle, so I'm going to throw in SNES Bowser's Castles, N64 Bowser's Castles, and 3DS Bowser's Castle all as an opportunity. I do still think we're going to get another 3DS and N64 track. I don't think we're getting like 3 Nitros or whatever in Wave 6. I really don't. Because the blank isn't confirming anything. Because, like, all the other datamine prefixes are like, okay, yeah, we're going to get that track here. Where the blank, it's just like, this could be a Nitro, or it could just be something that's undetermined. That's my thought process. So I put a bunch of Bowser's Castles here. I also think N64 Warrior Stadium is technically a possibility. It is the one N64 track not remade. But more likely, in my opinion, is a double dip. A double dash. They gotta make up for not having one in the first 3 waves, so I think we're gonna get 2 double dash tracks. Wave 4, I put Daisy Cruiser, and that's what I'm going with. Daisy Cruiser. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. That's wave 3. Woo! Looks great. Like, looks great. Like, obviously, if Booster Course Pass was brand new, you went up to me and was like, hey, Alex, Wave 1, they all came from Tour. I'd be like, okay, yeah, they kind of look it. I don't care that much, as long as they're fun, but, yeah. Then with Wave 2, again, without saying Wave 1, I'd be like, yeah, makes sense. I mean, they look pretty good for Tour tracks. Definitely a little altered, but, yeah, I believe it. Then with Wave 3, really? These look great. Although Tour for a mobile game is a good looking game, I'm going to say that right now. But anyways, this video's been long enough. I'll see you next time, YouTube. Goodbye.